Yeah, hi there. It's Andy Heald again from the Heald family. Trying to get something quickly up because I think since this week ahead of us is going to go really fast. It's Tuesday the 23rd of February, and we have now got a week before we leave Greece. Having been here for, I think it's 109 days in lockdown, and we arrived here 110 days ago. So it's quite cool, really. But yeah, it's kind of sad to go as well. But we've made the decision. The complexities of returning to England during the pandemic are huge. So we have to work out what we need. What's the best route? Like how many countries and how many border checks, COVID tests. And with the five of us, how many of us need them? So we've had to navigate and work out what that looks like for all of us as a family. And Greece, I mean, to England, is got to be definitely the shortest, not shortest route perhaps, but less countries is going to be ferry to Italy, and then Italy, France, and up through France into England. So, but we need to find somewhere to quarantine in England, and gratefully we are exploring an option there. We think we might find somewhere, which is amazing, so that's great. And just the amount of details that we've had to think of, I think worked out like 127 tasks or something in terms, I mean, as you know, we've got to clean the motorhome, repack it. We've been living here for 4 months, working out COVID tests in different countries and how to get them, and just break down every single last little detail, which I thankfully don't have to bore you with here. But prayer is at the bottom of this, because things need to fall into place, really, otherwise it becomes incredibly complicated. So to enter Italy, we apparently don't need a COVID test if we are transiting Italy. Oh, that's nice, you think, except we do actually want to go to France because we are transiting Italy, but to enter France we do need a COVID test. So I'm not quite sure how that works. Maybe it means we can board the ferry without having evidence of one. Still, we know that if we do get one, we do get a COVID test, and of course we hope it's all negative, then we can enter Italy. So that's great. That has to be done within 48 hours of arrival in Italy. Fine. France, 72 hours. So in theory, and hopefully in practice, we can make it through to France with a COVID test we have here in Greece. So that's what we're going to do. We are having a test on Tuesday morning, and the ferry departs, so that'll be here in Athens-ish, and then the ferry departs from Patras to Ancona. It leaves at 6:30 on the Tuesday night. And all being well, it's about a 3-hour journey to get there. We've got to check in 2.5 or 2 hours roughly before the ferry departs, and then we're off, and then we'll see. But we're not quite sure of where we can stay overnight in Italy because it's a 24-hour ferry, and we won't arrive till 4:30 Italian time in the evening. But if all goes well, we'll have our COVID test done, we'll get the result the same day, but we'll be at the ferry port waiting for that result to arrive in our inboxes, and then go and just hope we can do that, and then see what happens when we get to Italy. Hopefully we'll have found a place to stay before we get there, and then we can get up and get into France the next day. And then in France, we have to make our way back to England, where our COVID test will have run out, so we have to get more ones done. Not quite sure how we need to manage that at the moment, but I'm sure we'll work it out. And then back to England and quarantine. We think we found somewhere to be quarantined in, which is amazing. We've got to be there for 10 days, unless, of course, France or Italy turn red and go onto the UK's banned list, which fervent prayers is that doesn't happen, because I'm not quite sure what we do, apart from the fact that it's, £1,750 per person, and there's 5 of us. I mean, it's expensive enough just to come back to England. I don't begrudge the tests at all, but it's £210 per person, and that's for 2 tests each. And there are 5 of us all of us will be 5 or over at that point, so we'll all require tests. But I think what I do mind is actually that these tests are there's not much information given about them. So having looked on the UK government's website and looked on the website for CTM, which is the company that organises them as well. If you're going into hotel quarantine, there's far much more information about that, which I guess is good. And I'm very grateful, that hopefully we won't have to spend a week in a hotel room, the 5 of us, or however that even works, or I don't know. But there's how are these tests administered? I'm assuming they're posted to us, and some Facebook groups have indicated that that's the case. And then apparently I think need to get some kind of courier to come and collect them up, and apparently the information's all in the pack. But there's nothing online. It could be a simple paragraph of information on the government's website or on CTM's website. We just have made the 40 minutes I waited on CTM's phone line today. That's 40 minutes of my life I'm not going to get back again. And I didn't get information because I gave up at that point. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going. But, I think, again, God has a plan here. And I'm sure our journey home will not be without complications and the many, many things that we have to do before we leave here. But I just hope it will be a decent journey back. And the kids, as you can see, I'm been prepping our dear Faith, and the girls were out here playing in her today, which was great. They're kind of reconnecting with this home of ours, and they can. They're enjoying being back inside her, which bodes well for our journey back to England, actually. And then whatever awaits us there, new chapter of our lives. Yeah, continuing chapter. This one probably a new chapter, I think, actually. But we'll see. Anyway, we'll keep you posted on how we get on. Thanks for listening. Bye.